posted a video about the mansions being demolished in Lagos. I'm already asleep. Um, I want to say a few things about the Mohbad case today. Broadcaster and activist Oriyomi Hamzat has entered the case. Mohbad's father, Joseph Aloba, has gone to Oriyomi to seek for help in how they can get this case solved. Let me tell you a little bit about Oriyomi Hamzat. Oriyomi Hamzat is a broadcaster. He's not an investigative journalist, but he's a broadcaster. And he has his own radio station. And in a video with Mohbad's dad, the next court hearing is December 6th, and Hamzat said he's going to come to Lagos and there will be his presence at the inquest beginning the 6th of December. So a couple of things you guys have to know about Oriyomi Hamzat is that you're not going to try what you always do with me. Speak in English. Everything on Mohbad's case is no longer English. Once Oriyomi enters, everything is Yoruba. One, he has the right to use Yoruba if he likes. Two, he runs a Yoruba radio station, Agidigbo FM in Ibadan, my state. Let me tell you a little bit about him. Oriyomi Hamzat was arrested in 2018 by the police. They found a dead body in his car trunk. The body of a 17-year-old who was living at his foster home. Oriyomi operated some kind of foster orphanage for young people who have no families and all. And I think the young man had a fight with one of the workers there. Before you know it, his head was hit on the wall and he died. The police stopped Oriyomi because a dead body was in his car and they arrested him. When he was arrested, a rumor went out in Ibadan. I had just left Port Harcourt prison and I came home after the 3 different arrests. A rumor went around in Ibadan that he had the kid in his trunk because he was taking the kid to a ritualist. And this is as bad as how rumors get. Anyway, he was behind bars. You remember when Naramali was behind bars with the EFCC and nobody talked about him except me and Daddy Shoki? It's the same thing. Not one broadcaster, not one journalist even went to visit him in the prison. So coming out of Port Harcourt, I put some care parks together. Care pack for prison is like provisions, some Milo, some milk, some sugar, things they will need. I just came out of prison and I know it's going to be hard for him. Everybody desisted. Nobody wanted anything to do with him. And I also took him some money, like 50 naira, 100 change that you spend in prison. So when I got there to the prison, the heads of the prison knew me. And so they knew it was going to be a high profile visit. And they didn't want Kemi Olunloyo interviewing Oriyomi. So they made it like a high profile visit. They went to bring him. He wasn't expecting me. They went to bring him. So when they told him, they said, you have a visitor. And like, his whole family didn't even show up. And when they said, who's the visitor? Kemi Olunloyo, wait. I've never met him. I've never talked to him. They just brought him out to me. And we had a private visit in one of the big boss's office. It was a great visit. You know, I cooked yam and egg stew, and I took that to him too. You know, that's like big when you're in prison. Somebody bring you nice cooked food. So when I gave him the yam and the stew, I had to eat some of it. That's how prison works. So it's important that many of you know Oriyomi. Pizza, okay. We all have a past. Many people don't know Oriyomi Hamzat. They're going to be very disappointed because he doesn't speak English. He has a Yoruba brand. So it's very important I tell people about, the same thing. I don't know who these people are. Alicia, why don't you guys listen to what I'm saying before you start all your hiding something or this? I keep it real. Don't let me block you. I don't want people who don't want me to tell the truth. Listen to what I'm about to say before you make judgments. He's not a police officer. He's not an investigative journalist. He's an activist and he's also a broadcaster. Let me finish my work. You guys are annoying me. I will end this broadcast right now. I always say that if one person annoys me, I'm gone. I'm not on social media anymore. You have me only on YouTube, so don't disrupt my work. Alicia, you should be sorry. I don't have to do anything on social media. Social media is fake. There's nothing real about it. If I ever come back as a journalist, that's the last place I will put my work. And I only became social media person because I didn't have a media house employer in Nigeria. Let me talk. It's important people know people's backgrounds. You want to go get a job in America, they want to know your background. You need to know what's going on. Oriyomi Hamzat was locked up. I went to visit him in the prison. I took food to him, everything. And I clearly watched how everybody deserted him because he was arrested and the circumstances with the boy's death. The governor was Ajimobi, who was related to my dad. Ajimobi is my father's first cousin, so he's my second cousin. The Attorney General of Oyo State warned me not to go back to that prison to visit him because I present a conflict of interest and he's prosecuting the case. The Attorney General of Oyo State was Shewan Bimbola. Remember, he said I presented a conflict of interest. I wanted to make sure Oriyomi gets justice on that case. The case was a setup. Oriyomi Hamzat was in Agodi prison and then was given 2 million naira bail. Remember that Attorney General that said I presented conflict of interest, I should stay away from that prison? Shewan Bimbola is my first cousin. The governor, Ajimobi's second cousin. Ajimobi was the one that was behind the arrest. Now, Shewan Bimbola being my first cousin on my mother's side, okay, his mother and my mother are sisters. Because he was the Attorney General of Oyo State, I couldn't go back to the prison to visit Oriyomi. But when he got bail, he went home, I guess. He was never in touch with me again. The next thing that happened was Seyi Makinde. Seyi Makinde began campaigning for governor. And somebody was running his Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And I was told that Oriyomi was the admin for Seyi Makinde's campaign. Ultimately, the case was dismissed. He wasn't found guilty of killing anybody. It's the same situation with Mohbad. They didn't give them a police report because the police said nobody reported the death. It's the same case with Mary, the lady that cleans our compound. We couldn't bury her at where we were supposed to bury her. So we took her to a Balende burial ground because if we went to where we were supposed to go, the checkpoints of the police officers will stop us and ask, who is that dead body? They can arrest all of us. So moving a dead body is very, very important. That's what I wanted to say. I know you guys were talking rubbish. Everybody must know about Oriyomi. He has been there. And if you know the meaning of Oriyomi, in Yoruba, Oriyomi means God saved my head. They could have convicted him of murder. So I'm trying to get at something here. Oriyomi is good at murder cases and setups. He experienced it himself. The Timothy Adegoke case, He fought so hard for the Adegoke family, hours and hours and hours at a time. I didn't get involved in that story. And the reason I didn't get involved is because Adedoyin's family, his company, all of them came to me. They wanted me to interview him. I didn't want to interview him. I didn't want anything to do with him. They were looking for media that would interview him. Even the mainstream media did not even want to interview him. The police said they had arrested him. Half the time he was in one of his hotels in Abuja. Imagine. Money buys a lot of things in Nigeria. And this time, money could not buy Adedoyin's freedom. Oriyomi's work ended up in a lot of mess. Oriyomi Hamzat, the broadcaster, was threatened. He was followed. He was trolled. But he stood his ground. I was one of the people that said, don't move that case away from Abuja to Osun State because there are powerful people in Osun State. Apparently, it worked. Falana was a human rights lawyer representing the family. I personally don't like Falana. I hated Falana from the moment. I used to like Falana during the Showray case, but for the moment he told them to invite me to the Oromoni case, that's when I hated him. You don't come tell police to go invite a journalist who's doing their own investigation. I didn't show up to the inquest anyway. So at the end of the day, the case was prosecuted by the state, and Timothy Adegoke got justice. Chief Adedoyin, the owner of the hotel, was sentenced to death. So when Adedoyin was sentenced to death, it was a victory of sorts for Oriyomi Hamzat. He has investigative skills, so does Very Dark Black Man. But what they're doing is analyzing, and that's what I'm doing too. A lot of people think, oh, Kemi is investigating Mohbad's case. Yes, I've spent $6,000. Some people were opening their mouths, shouting like, huh? A case that I've spent $6 million on, my own money, and donations. So you know when people donate to me, and the donations I got out of that $6 million was possibly $1.5 million. And most of the money I spent was in dollars, $6,000. The money I'm supposed to get back on that is actually double because of the traffic. But I didn't make the, whatever they call it, break-off point. That's why many journalists who are independent will say, I use my money to do all this stuff. So with people now cursing you, abusing you, I leave them and they don't see me again. Somebody just wrote a boom, he said, miss you on Facebook. Yeah, I'm not coming back. Anywhere I live, in Nigeria, around the world, in America, when I move, I don't say goodbye. I'm not a goodbye person. When I leave a job, I don't say goodbye. The others will just come the next day and say, where's Kemi? She resigned. She left the company. I don't do any goodbyes anywhere. I told everybody, I said, I'm retiring February 9th. I'm going away for the holiday in December. Go to YouTube, subscribe. They won't do it. Now they're looking for me all over. I left Twitter November 1st. TikTok November 1st. Facebook and Instagram last week. I'm not coming back to those. I've cleaned all those pages out. My Facebook page is a very busy page. It's reaching 6 million. I don't need it. All those things are fake. Social media is fake. I started on YouTube and I'm still on YouTube. If I want to show my face, I'll show my face. If I don't feel like showing my face, I don't feel like showing my face. I've always worked in radio news. So working on radio, I don't see your face, you don't see mine. You just hear my voice. So subscribe if you want to see anything happening with me. Because after my retirement, I'm no longer working in journalism, but I'm going to be on this YouTube channel doing a lot of other things. I'm going to be doing shorts. I'm going to be posting food. I'm just going to be on this channel. It has a community section. I will activate the comments, but I will not be bullied or threatened anymore. I saw a video of Ada Ahmed today saying, "Who made me investigative journalist?" She said, "It looks like I'm mentally deranged and that people should go to my house and beat me up." Ada Ahmed was saying that a woman I never met or even knew what she did. Possibly because I don't watch TV. I'm not a TV person. I'm not a movie person. She had a TV show called The Johnson's Family. She played a mom there, a likable character, and she became a monster. That's all I knew her for, as a monster. If you play with my spirit, you don't survive it. Look at how she died after saying all those things to me. I reported her at the embassy. They gave her a no-fly, but she's already dead. I guess you can fly over there in hell or wherever she went to. Very disgusting woman. Who made you investigative journalist? That's what she was saying. Can you believe it? It looks like you, this woman, mentally deranged. People are cashing out on Facebook. I was cashing out too, but I don't. Cash is not everything. Please, I have a monetized account. Can make up to $3,000-4,000 a month. Stars, all that stuff. I'm not interested anymore, really. Everything is not about money. My YouTube is also monetized. I know I can make money. My Instagram was monetized. I know I can make money in six, seven places, but I choose to make it from one place. I'm not going back to Facebook. All those platforms are fake. I'm not going back to Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. Some people they miss me on TikTok. When I was on TikTok, what were people doing? They were cursing me throughout on my video comments. I'm not taking the mental health. Same thing on Facebook. Let's go back to Oriyomi Hamzat. Hamzat said he'll show up at the inquest on the 6th of December. Because Oriyomi does Yoruba shows and his radio station is Yoruba, bring your translator so you can understand what he's saying. Now, I'm glad because it takes the whole case off Iyabo Ojo, because Iyabo has been ignored by the Lagos State Police and the government. Did you see Iyabo Ojo dancing, twerking with a woman in a baker's hat who seems to be a church woman? Iyabo was ringing the bell, mocking Mohbad's aunt, and she was twerking, "Justice for Mohbad, justice for..." Did you see that? Mocking the woman and twerking. What is that? Anyway, Oriyomi is going to do a proper, serious whatever. Now let's go to Joseph Aloba. Remember what I told you a few days ago when I did my live about the DNA? Mohbad's father has told Oriyomi. Did you hear what he said? He said, "I'm doing the DNA in 2 areas." Did you see that? Was I not right? I told you. There were 4 people with Mohbad when he died. The nurse, the drug buyer, and DJ Ajishagiri, DJ Spending, Ayobami, that went to the chemist every minute to buy a new drug. Prime Boy, Friend, and Wumi. Wumi already lied that she was in the kitchen cooking something when they gave him the next injection that sent him into a convulsion and he started vomiting. Before Mohbad was taken out of that house, I told you that he was killed. Mohbad was already dying, and somebody stabbed him in the neck. Even his family has said it. The woman in the red outfit, she said it. Mohbad's father has said it. I told you. because we discussed the autopsy results in our WhatsApp group, the journalist WhatsApp group. We know what's in the autopsy. That's why I'm telling you. Other journalists wouldn't tell you. They work for mainstream media houses. Remember, I said that last time? The critical thing is that Mohbad was really dying and he was in misery, and somebody ended his life to end the misery by stabbing him in the neck. Wumi being in the kitchen possibly could have brought the knife and stabbed him. There was blood everywhere on his clothes, on the duvet. Where did all that blood come from? The father saw it. The aunt that Yabo is mocking, she said it, we want justice. If you think that man is sitting and saying, I want justice for Mohbad, or I'm not going to bury him, we need the DNA of everybody at the scene. What's this, Vincent? You know, people really love what you're doing, just that people don't know how to put stop when they just. It doesn't matter. It's social media is fake. Like I said, I don't care about people anymore. I don't want to know anybody anymore. I don't know any of you, and I don't really want to know. It just so happens that the same people who supported my work are the same people that have been supporting my work. If I get 10 donations, it's the same 10 people that donated last year and all that. So I know those ones, and I know some of them are anonymous, some of them have no names, but I know their handles. Like there's a woman on Facebook, Lisa, that's all. That lady gives me a lot of stars. She gives me a lot of money. And then there's a guy in Atlanta who sends me $50 every single month. So it's like everybody else just wants the news and insult me. So I don't want to know that life anymore. I don't want that life anymore. People that, oh, you're going to come back tomorrow. You're not, well, no one's seen me on Facebook. Or did you guys forget in 2022, I was only on Facebook for 4 months. The rest 8 I wasn't on. I can do without social media. I'm not addicted to it. I was working on it. So what I'm doing now is logging into KJ's account and using it to see what's going on. I've missed so much. My son isn't really online. He's working. He's working 3 jobs. So we're both logged into his accounts. I don't like fake accounts. I can build fake accounts and use it, but I don't need one. I'm too used to using my real identity. I'm going to start managing KJ's music again, but I'm logged into my son's TikTok, Twitter, Instagram. There's one I'm not logged into. It's my Canadian magazine. Okay, Facebook. The old Facebook of my Canadian magazine that I closed in 2011 when I left. That's how I'm seeing what's going on Facebook. But my accounts are all offline. You can't see any of my accounts. I removed everything online. My cousin in New York, Kemi Olunloyo, same name. You'll see her profile all over the place. Like I said, it's fake. It's not real. I don't like any of that stuff anymore. If you guys are missing me now, what will you do on February 9th when I'm not even... that's why I wanted you to get used to that now. That's why I left all those platforms. After February 9th, I mean, the last 1 week alone, I have watched so many reels on Facebook, Instagram. I've missed so much. And TikTok. I'm learning. I'm seeing the real world. I'm going outside. I want to travel. Let's go back to Mohbad. So, my last video should be trending. You didn't make it trend. This one should be trending. You should be sharing the link on all your pages. Share it on your Facebook. Share it on your Instagram. Share it on your Twitter. especially this one I'm doing. Mr. Alaba told Oriyomi Hamzat that he wanted DNA done in two areas. I hope you all heard that part. The bastard child, but he did not mention the second area. We all know the second area, and I've told you. Everybody at the scene of the death left their DNA. So if the forensic team is doing a really good job, Wumi must submit her DNA. Wumi's DNA is around Mohbad's neck. Here, DNA, she'll have to explain what she did. Go back to the video and see how Mohbad's neck moved in the car. They stabbed him in the neck. Mohbad died of so many things: drug interactions, drug food, drug everything. And then to put him out of his misery, they stabbed him in the neck. They killed him. It was murdered. So Yaba and Tonto think the police is sweeping on the carpet because they have not updated them. They don't want you in the case anymore. As for Tonto DK, I prayed for her son, and I called her ex-husband, Olakunle Churchill, Dr. Olakunle Churchill. I contacted him somewhere in Europe. His wife had a baby there. Told him to call me immediately. I told him that I prayed for his son by Tonto DK, and that Tonto's only son is Churchill's son and Churchill's oldest, and he has not seen that boy for 7 years. Tonto tells everybody that, oh, he didn't pay child support, he gave Tonto everything. Tonto, if they put 300,000 in a credit card and they give you the credit card, like debit card, and you now cut it into two because of your anger and your drug use, does that mean that person hasn't paid child support? She violated the court order. And the reason I called Dr. Churchill is to tell him that I've been praying for her son, for his son. Do you know why I've been praying for his son? Because the lady ringing the bell, Mohbad's aunt in the red outfit that did that long English and Yoruba video, at one point she said that Tonto and Iyabo should concentrate on burying their own children and buying caskets for them than doing what they did at Ebony, filming, dancing, all excited at buying a casket. I don't care about Yabo's children, but for Tonto's child, I said, Churchill, in Jesus' name, nothing will happen to your son. That's like laying a curse. You know what I mean? You know, some people get caught between curses. So let's hope Oriyomi helps this man out. I'm a little confused about the DNA test. Why is Wumi asking for money for the DNA? Why would Wumi? Yeba's a liar, you know that, right? She talks to herself. She has Gist Lover. She can't deny it anymore because I saw Gist Lover on her phone. My son saw it. Whenever we go out, we want to collect numbers. My son collects the numbers. I wanted to collect her number at Tony Lawrence wedding. She handed the phone to my son. My son saw Gist Lover in her Instagram. I guess KJ pressed Instagram by mistake and saw Gist Lover. He was right in her phone. That's the one they deleted, the one with 1.2 million, and it was verified. Yeah, but things were stupid. If we had screenshot it, it would have been screenshot inside her own phone. We should have done that so we can scare her that we've seen it. So she talks to herself. She uses reverse psychology. When she's tired, she'll drag herself on Gislov and her daughter. And she's not even serious about the case. She was ringing a bell, mocking the woman. She said, when Mohbad was being bullied and all that, why didn't you guys come out? Why are you just coming out? The same thing applies to you, Yabo. When Mohbad was being bullied, why didn't you come out? Wasn't Mohbad in a movie with you, Yabo? Wasn't Mohbad in London with your boyfriend? Didn't Mohbad tell Paulo about all the persecution he went through? But yet you have to be the activist in the case. Shouldn't have been in that case from day one, Yabo. Conflict of interest. So that's like hypocrisy, Yabo. Real hypocrisy. So don't tell that woman, why didn't she come out? Why did she do that? Bella Schmurder, who is giving Wumi money? Bella Schmurder is giving Wumi 400,000 naira every 2 weeks. Imagine, Wumi gets $800,000, 800,000 naira a month from Bella Schmurder. Bella Schmurder moved Wumi out of the house. You know that house where Mohbad was being treated and died and all that? Murdered. She doesn't live there anymore. Bella Schmurder found an apartment for Wumi in Lekki, 6 million. The average rent over there, 6 million, a nice place in Lekki. That's where Wumi lives with her child and her sister. And collecting 800,000 a month, 400,000 every 2 weeks. That's why that other person was accusing Wumi of sleeping with Bella Schmurder. Issue. Bella Schmurder does not have any say that the police is delaying this or delaying that. The police asked you to come in and talk. You refused to. But you started posting videos up and down the place. Why didn't you post it when it was alive? What kind of friends are these? He's only doing this because of his royalties in the Pariwo song. Ironically, Pariwo makes make noise. Pariwo is a track in Mohbad's last project. His EP featuring Bella Schmurder. And that song has made a lot of money. I don't think the royalties have been given to Bella Schmurder either. The manager for Mohbad, he has all that. No one's getting nothing until this case is solved. They donated over 30 million to Wumi and her baby. One man even said he'll give her 10 million if she does the DNA. Then they lied that they've done the DNA and that the baby is from Mohbad. This is not the they are looking for DNA on two levels. The father said it to Oriyomi. Wumi, they need your DNA to make sure you were the same. You were not in the kitchen, you were right at the scene. So that knife came from one of you four. Three are behind bars, only you. Whoever is shielding you from this case in Abuja, the big politician or the big businessman that's shielding you in this case, Wumi, God will punish them. I'm saying it because from the minute Elisha Abo was brought to visit you and Mohbad's mom, that senator they sacked, Tonto brought those people from Abuja. Tonto joined APC, and there's some big people in APC, like the woman in red said. She said some people in APC are shielding Wumi Somebody in the very high ranking position, I'm not saying it's politics, I'm not saying it's APC, someone high ranking in this country sent a toxicology test abroad to America. A toxicology test that we do every day at the NDLEA rehabilitation centers, at hospitals, at labs, UCH Ibadan, Luth, Well Med in Aja, labs that do toxicology tests. You took it to what? Even the inquest just says, so we don't have labs. You took it to the US. That killed the case. Just because the toxicology test went to the US, they want to come back with a result that says there was this drug and that drug is in his system that poisoned his system and that one. No, it was a stab wound. What killed Mohbad first? The cocktail of drugs or the stab wound? Please don't give me that excuse. The last thing that killed Mohbad is the killer, and that's the stab wound. Mohbad is dead. Mohbad is dead. Arguing over a Canadian visa. Now you can't even enter Canada. Whoever shielding Wumi, God will punish you. She will be arrested. I've already tweeted it. Wumi killed Mohbad. That's the end. Any questions for me before I stop the video? A lot of people are in this live video now. They joined us. Do you guys have any questions? Type it. Can you type your questions, please? I'm so tired. Only God knows what time it is. Wonder what time it is in Nigeria. No questions, guys? Okay. I'll be watching what Oriyomi will be doing. Mohbad's brother, Adura, I don't know anything about his testimony. There's nothing outstanding there. He said he wasn't there when they were arguing. He heard everything was like hearsay to him. But yet he said Prime Boy is the prime suspect. Prime Boy is only a suspect because the fight that led to the head injury started with him. How did it all end? It's 1:15 in Nigeria. Okay. How did it all end? With a stab wound? If Fumi was there, her DNA would be on the spot. So let her put her DNA in. She got over 30 million. Somebody was even telling me it was 60 million. Nigerians and donation. You donated to Jay Boogie. Now they said he scammed you. You donated to Mr. Ibu. The wife wanted an iPhone and 1 million in cash. When they didn't give her, she now went and had the police arrest the daughter and the son, and this will move in 300 million naira. Nigerians, you donated that much, and you don't even donate to an ordinary journalist like me. With the money you donated to me, why is she asking for help with the DNA? She's not trying to do the DNA. She knows what they're looking for. They donated money to you. Don't come and tell us I'm struggling. I'm a mother of one. Did you see what she said? I'm a mother of one struggling with my baby. You're not struggling. Bella Shmurda gives you 400,000 every 2 weeks. Aside from all the donations you have, or did you give Yabo everything? Because Yabo and Tonto siphoned part of her donation to their foundations for doing the fundraising. Don't you understand how it works? Some people, when they say that you need a GoFundMe, they'll open it for you, they'll run it for you. Okay, but when it comes to the time, the time when when the money should be going to a bank, they'll put their own bank there, or they'll take a percentage if they put yours. Hearsay is not admissible in a court of law. Yeah. How long will it take for the results to be out in the USA? No, 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 no. We're not going with the USA. I don't believe in that shit. They've botched the case. That's why that man went to Oriyomi as Hamzat. He knows what he's doing. They've botched the case. Botched means they've messed up the case. A toxicology test takes 4 to 6 weeks. When Mohbad was exhumed, I said on that day, I believe the 19th of September, I said on that day that the autopsy should take about 48 hours and the toxicology test 4 to 6 weeks. When they called me in Canada and told me Whitney Houston was found dead, I freaked out. I mean, you guys saw my interviews in the Canadian newspapers, all our photos together, everything. I wanted to know what killed Whitney. Then I started hearing like the crack dealer was seen at the hotel at the Beverly Hilton with her at the pool at 10 a.m. She was at the pool at 10 a.m. and the crack dealer met her there and sold her drugs, obviously. So, did the drugs kill her? They found her in the bathtub and she wasn't drowned yet, almost. If you really look, I just wanted to see what was in Whitney's system. Just like any other celebrity, Amy Winehouse died, Michael Jackson died. The toxicology test tells what is in their blood and body fluids: urine, blood, saliva, everything. And toxicology is looking for drugs, specific kinds of drugs, poisons, anything. Okay, if you spray flit, insecticide, if you spray it in my mouth and I die, the toxicology test will show it that there are traces of insecticide in my blood. It takes 4 to 6 weeks. Most toxicology tests are ready by 4 weeks. I've seen 6 weeks one. So when Benjamin Hyundai had the statement and said autopsy is ready, we're waiting for toxicology tests, I counted 6 weeks to that date. And those 6 weeks were middle of October. We're in the end of November. Why did you waste people's time? 4 to 6 weeks. And then you're now telling us 9 weeks later that you sent it to the US. You didn't send shit to the US. That's a delicate toxicology test in what is supposedly and could be a homicide. That shit can be switched on the way to the airport. A lab test can be destroyed. Imagine a dead body. You're taking risks on a dead body. A dead body. You manage to take out the blood and body fluids before he finally decomposes. You put it in test tubes and you label them and you're sending it to America. Are you stupid? What if it gets damaged in traffic? Or the vehicle taking it crashes into something else? What kind of nonsense is that? Do you think we're fools? This is why people like me are needed. I'm a medical professional, a pharmacist, clinical pharmacist. I've seen toxicology tests because I'm also a drug abuse expert. I worked as an addiction counselor, an outpatient pharmacy director of the Addiction Center, Johns Hopkins Hospital, the most prominent hospital in the world, in my 30s. You're going to tell me that a toxicology test was sent to America. I called a few doctors. I called my Ghanaian doctor when I was in Ghana and I had that whole malaria and leg thing. I call my UK doctor, who was my Nigerian doctor, who jackpot. I call my American doctor, and I call my Ibadan doctor. My doctor in Ibadan, before I moved to Lagos, he said, "What?" He said he's not even following any Mohbad story. Of course, it's not everybody's story. He said he's not following it, but they did what? I said they sent it to America. Are there no labs in that area? I'm like, in Lagos, there's plenty of labs now. That's what my Nigerian doctor said. My old Nigerian doctor, when I was in Ibadan, is an elderly man now. My Nigerian doctor in Lagos was my last doctor. Everyone had something to say. Now, a very dark black man is asking Wumi to come to Abuja and he'll pay for he'll fly them and pay for the DNA test. Imagine. Very black, very dark black man should not be doing any such thing. Wumi has money donated to her. She just doesn't want to do that DNA test. That's all it is. Now she's really pissed that man off. Did you see how Mohbad described Wumi's son to Oriyomi during the interview? He literally called the child a bastard. I don't want to carry a bastard in my family. Yeah. I want to have DNA on two levels. Oh my God. Oh, amazing. Let me read some of the comments. Oh, shit, too lad. I can't tell you now. How long would it take? You shouldn't be in the USA and it should be done already in Nigeria. Asi Bangura. The DNA is going to determine who killed Mohbad, who stabbed him on the neck. Okay, and from what Mr. Aloba is saying and the way he's saying it every day, it seems that all the others have been exonerated. Prime Boy has already implicated Wumi in the TVC interview. All he was trying to say there was that Wumi stuck a knife through his neck. Bumiolaleye Bumiolaleye says, what happens to the money that he donated for? This you're Nigeria, you just be doing donations for the wrong people. They donated money to you, you are still saying that you don't have money for DNA. Are you mad? They said they'll pay for you. Somebody said they'll give you 10 million. You're still avoiding it after you've tried to say you did it already. Aye. Just useless woman. So the test is already messed with. That's my own opinion. That's not what happened. Okay. If they tell you to go and test your urine, in America, they might send you to a drug test before you start a job. Depends on the state. Because many states in America now, marijuana is legal. But if you go to do a urine test at a doctor, I want to check my blood sugar next week and my cholesterol. I want to walk into a lab and pee over there and have my blood taken. Imagine taking that to the airport, going to the US. Can you believe it? So the test is already messed up. Maybe the one Maybe they done one here and needed to validate what is wrong with our police department again. Which agency of the government should we believe? No, there's only one toxicology. When you're doing toxicology test, you don't mess up. Okay, all those things are taken out of the body before burial. When Amy Winehouse died, we all thought it was drugs. She died of alcohol poisoning, the most addictive drug, and it's legal. And that's what she drank. She drank herself to death. Diligence Healthcare. Many people didn't hear because they didn't know where I was. They listened to Yabo and all the lies. Did you watch the woman in the red outfit? She said it. Did you watch Mohbad's father's interview? He said it. I want to know who stabbed my son in the neck. That came, okay, from people like us, people like me, and people like that woman and Mohbad's father, because it's in the autopsy, and you guys don't have the autopsy. The autopsy has not been posted anywhere, okay, but it was leaked to journalists, and we discussed it on our WhatsApp group. That's why I was the first to tell you as a journalist. Mr. Loba told you, the woman in the red outfit told you, but you can't see any report posted online. And I explained it to you. That's one of the findings of the autopsy. Was stabbed in the neck. It explains all the blood on the duvet, the blood on the clothes. I'm not on Steve David Great War. What happened to your TikTok? I'm not on TikTok anymore. I'm not on Twitter. No Twitter, no TikTok, no Facebook, no Instagram. I'm done. I'm done. My 30th anniversary is coming and I'm getting ready for that. I'm not on any social media anymore. All that stuff is ended. Sorry. Look at all the time I put to TikTok making videos. I just get to the comment, mad woman, useless woman. I don't have time for that. I don't. My mental health is going to be preserved. I want to enjoy the rest of my life. Like I said, I want to watch what's going on online and travel the world and write my book. Finish. Don't need anything else. Toxicology reports can be in Nigeria. It's the case is botched. Toxicology reports. Do you believe that the toxicology was done in America? That's a lie. Toxicology was not done in America. They're just lying. They're hiding something. What they're hiding is the part of the autopsy that says the boy was stabbed in the neck, and the father has said it, so has the aunt. Diligence Healthcare, were you not here when I did the last video 2 days ago? Go look at the video before this one. The blood in the casket. Thanks for the $5, Diligence Healthcare. The blood in the casket. Go listen to that video, especially the last 30 minutes. It's 1.5 hours. Go listen to the last 30 minutes. After you listen to the last 30 minutes, then you can start from the beginning. There were other things I discussed on that video, the airplane, engine, and other things in the news. He was stabbed in the neck. His neck deflated, so they had to twist it in the casket. It was twisted itself in the casket. In the casket. Diligence Healthcare said, I'm one of your big fans. That's why I came up here at night, because I know everybody in North America will be up here in the evening. I have to tell you one thing, though. Iyaba was twerking. She was twerking to Justice for Mohbad and ringing a bell. That was it for me. That was it for me. Her reaction to the old lady was despicable, highly despicable. She comes across as ill-bred and quite uncouth. What a disappointment, but of course you're one on a different pedestal. Thanks. Now listen, one of the things that Lizzie is using to abuse her is her mother. Iabo abused very dark black man's mother so that he can distract the young man away from the case. When that didn't work, Iabo posted a video of very dark black man masturbating on Just Lover with her Just Lover handle. She did the same thing to me. She started posting, my son has disowned me. I don't know where they get that from. She started posting my Halloween photos. She started cursing me. She posted my videos of when I had PTSD coming out of prison. She knows she's doing stuff. She's bullying. People just see her as bullying. Lagos State had to kick her out. They didn't want anything to do with her again. People like her have compromised the case. Hmm. Mohbad was stabbed in the neck at the end. Go to my last video. If not for my mental health right now, I don't have the time for social media again. I would have put it on TikTok, Facebook. I would have made money on Facebook stars. I'm not interested in all those things anymore. I don't want to be richer and I don't want to be poorer. I'm happy where I am. I have my sanity. I wake up in the morning, I sit outside, I'm watching the sky. If a plane, if a plane goes by, I see it. If a bird flies, if a hawk, eagle, name it. The air is fresh. I come inside when the sun comes out. I take a few sun, which is good for my health. And then later, in the evening, I go out and take some air again. My Nigerian account number, it's on the description. It's on the description of this video. When I finish, you'll see it. Yeah, her reaction to the elderly woman was distasteful. Guns. She was ringing the bell, mocking her, and she was twerking and screaming, "Justice for Mohbad! Justice for Mohbad!" Hey, hello. Now, there's so many reasons why certain people don't get into certain investigations. Okay, I see people saying, "Oh, why didn't you investigate Tinubu's certificate?" What concerns me with that? That's what I tell people. You think you just jump and investigate things? I said I just spent $6,000 on this case. Is that small money? That's 6 million naira. People just think, "Oh, can we investigate this?" I don't just jump on stuff. Nothing concerns me with Tinubu's certificate. Okay, one, I don't cover any politics, elections, politics, governance. I don't cover that area. Okay, I'm an independent journalist and I cover what I want to. I'm not working in a media house where the assignment editor is going to tell me tomorrow morning, "Oh, you go to Aso Rock. Oh, you go there." Go. No, I work for myself. I work for myself. So, yeah, was no etiquette. She's just useless. I think she should stay away from the case now. Guys, I have to go. I'll see you again. I did a video before this tonight to talk about why the houses have been demolished in Abuliado. After the 2020 explosion, let's wake up. Many of those houses are sitting on top of gas lines, gas pipelines. Some of them coming from Worry. Imagine. All those places should never have had houses built on them. So that's the story there. Thank you very much. I will post as soon as the video uploads, I'll post the account numbers. I usually do. I'll see you again. Have a good weekend. Bye bye. Don't forget to share the video. Just take the link when it uploads and post it on your pages. All your pages. Sorry, everybody. I had to leave Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, everywhere. Because I'm wrapping up and I want to clear my brain. I'm really damaged right now, my mental health. Imagine people like Oriyomi and Hamzat. Did you see them covering our money case? There's just certain things people don't cover. There's certain things people don't get involved in. I left Nigeria because Nigerians, not the government, this is what the government is supposed to be doing. Nigerians were the ones threatening me. Nigerians were threatening me. Nigeria Rosemary said they posted my phone number, they posted my address. Imagine what would make me ever like Tonto DK. She also posted my address. Tonto DK said she was coming to beat me in Lagos, posted my address, reposted it. But she was actually coming to Lagos to have sex with Kola Kalagbo. That's who she was with now. She was in bed with Kola Kalagbo in Lagos, bragging on the internet she's coming to be Kemi lawyer. We even knew what she was coming for. Leave your child in Abuja, you're coming to have sex with him so he can give you money. Oshitu, thank you. I need to restore my mental health. Nigerians have. Can you imagine putting so much work up there on TikTok, Facebook, everywhere, and then you get there, you see comments, you mad woman. May you bury your child. May what happened to Mohbad happen to your child. What nonsense is that? All these people running after Yabo like a headless chicken. Tomorrow, Yabo might not be alive. Tomorrow, she, her children, they might all be wiped out off the earth. Nobody knows what's going to happen tomorrow to any of us. If something happened to her now, she's gone. What's her fans? All the ones following her, their queen mother. What are they going to write on her page? RIP, right? And they'll move on to the next page. You're mocking somebody's death. Don't forget to share the link. I'll post the account numbers. Thank you.